All right, I'm here. All right. Happy Sunday to the people that's, you know, if it's reaching you on a Sunday. Happy Sunday. Peace. Poe is back. This is what? 222? 222. My favorite numbers. 222. All right. And to those that know, wisdom, 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 all being born to equality. Peace. All right. Um, Let me see what's going on with YouTube. All right, good. Yeah, let me. Oh, I'm precisely in here. That was quick. Peace. Salute. I'm precisely. Yeah, let me see. Trying to get a couple of people up in here. Yeah, let me see. I think I'm gonna jump right into it. Let me see. Yeah, my sister here and my mother is in there in the front. She's having a interview with a caretaker. I mean, not a caretaker, but a nurse. So hopefully y'all don't hear them because they're talking loud. Because my mother, she don't, her hearing is bad. She refused to wear a hearing aid or the headphones and all that other crazy stuff. Stubborn. All right, let me see. Let me see. All right, let me read this post when it actually let me. I don't know why it froze up. I kind of know why it froze up. Oh boy. Hopefully y'all can still hear me. I don't know why it's freezing up. Come on now. I know I got a lot of windows open. I should have took these windows down before a lot of these tabs down before I started this show. Let me see. I was trying to get my mother settled before I started the show. And that's my bad. Give me a second. Come on. If it ain't one thing, it's another. I hope y'all still can hear me. That's my main thing. Long as y'all can hear me, to me that's a plus. If y'all can hear me. Oh boy, give me a second. Come on. We're really doing this. Let me see. All right, we good. for now. Uh, this is when the developers constantly say it's too much. When the developers be saying, that Ash when Ash first started he first started his idea, they're saying that he was too overambitious. And to me, that should have been a telltale sign for him to get rid of them guys. Because if he come up to you with an idea, that's his idea, and you supposed to fulfill it or find somebody that can do it, or say, hey, I can't do it, as we're gonna have to get other people to do it. But y'all refuse to do it. Y'all just say, hey, that's over ambitious. So y'all left a door open for y'all not to do things that everybody wanted because y'all wasn't passionate about it. Just because somebody works at a job doesn't mean they're passionate about what the job is about. All right. Part one. When devs say it's too much inside any studio, especially one building a sports sim, there are usually three friction points: technical capacity, engine limitations, animations, pipeline, network tooling. Then you got team size and experience. Junior, heavy team default too safe. Then you got production fear. Scope creep becomes essential. My thing is with Steel City that the developers that he hired, they knew they couldn't do what he asked for, so they wanted to downsize or minimize his ideas instead of saying, hey, you should hire more people that can do those things. But their thing is they were protecting themselves and not trying to make this game be a better game. When developers say this is too ambitious, they are usually expressing one of these. We don't have the architecture for this. We don't have the time. That's the thing right there. That right there is the main thing. I'm 100% sure that's what was the thing. We don't have the time because they were trying to milk Ash as much as they could. Free money because they didn't have passion. They didn't have the same passion he had. And that's bad because everything is coming back on Ash because the team refused to do what he really originally wanted. And they think it's Ash that's doing this. Might be now. Right now, he probably just went with the flow. And then they say, we don't know how to build this. That right there, when they say we don't know how to build this, the industry has thousands of people without jobs that do know how to build this in the modern era of technology. If this fails, it's on us. The game felt and it's on y'all. The game technically fell. Money wise, no, it didn't. It broke a record technically, money wise. But the game itself, no, it fell. It fell. That's not necessarily laziness. Yes, it is. It's often a systems maturity issue. It's a systems maturity issue. But leadership matters here. What a CEO should do in this situation. If the CEO truly believes in building a deep simulation grade boxing game, here's what strong leadership would look like. A separate vision from implementation. The CEO should say, the vision stays, the roadmap adjusts. Ambition should not be killed. It should be modularized. Instead of 300 sliders at launch, fully dynamic footwork physics, 10 era specific packages, referee logic systems, deep career ecosystem. The move is phase 1. Core mechanics, authenticity. Phase 2, deep systems expansion. Phase 3, ecosystem and immersion. Vision remains intact. Delivery becomes structured. Delivery becomes structured. But that's not what Steel City is doing. Let me see what y'all saying in the chat. Nothing. All right. Give me a second. Audit the team honestly. Audit the team honestly. If internal pushback is coming from inexperienced engineers, animations unfamiliar with real boxing, animators unfamiliar with real boxers' biomechanics, designers without some sports background, then the CEO has two choices. A, scale talent upwards, hire senior systems architects, sports sim veterans, combat AI engineers. B, reduce vision, ship a hybrid or shallow vision. You cannot demand a championship product with amateur level infrastructure. You cannot demand a championship product with amateur level infrastructure. If ambition outgrows the team, you upgrade the team. If ambition outgrows the team, you upgrade the team. 3, protect long-term identity over short-term safety. Sports franchises succeed when they define identity early. Sports franchises succeed when they identify identity early. Look at NBA 2K. I know that triggers y'all. UFC Undisputed 3. I'm not talking about EA, but UFC Undisputed 3. Fight Night Champion. Fight Night Champion told you what kind of game it was, but y'all wasn't listening. Y'all picked what y'all wanted Fight Night Champion to be. Those games didn't feel safe. They felt intentional. If the CEO allowed fear to dilute the core simulation identity, that creates mechanical inconsistencies, divided community, unclear direction, casual versus hardcore tension. That confusion lingers for years. Replace we can't with how do we? Replace we can't with how do we? There's a huge difference between we can't build advanced AI tendencies and we need 12 months and 2 senior AI engineers to build advanced AI tendencies. And speaking of 2 senior AI engineers to build advanced AI tendencies, Steel City didn't hire any. So that tells you what kind of game we're going to get. Steel City did not hire any. From the last time that I looked at their jobs, the people that they got on the staff, there's no AI engineers. That's an execution problem, not a vision problem. Strong leadership refrains impossibilities into resourcing. 5, Create vertical slices, not overreach. Create vertical slices, not overreach. Ambitious systems don't have to launch fully expanded. Example, instead of 300 sliders, ship 60 core tendencies. Build back end scalable architecture for 300 plus. Expand over time. Instead of full referee ecosystem, ship rule enforcement and stoppage logic. Add personality based ref later. Add personality based refs later. You build the skeleton right the first time. You build the skeleton right the first time. What he should not have done. If a CEO reacts to internal resistance by shrinking scope with transparency, leaning harder into marketing than mechanics, over promising publicly while underbuilding privately, avoiding difficult hiring decisions, then you create a credibility problem. Ambition without infrastructure becomes marketing. Ambition without infrastructure becomes marketing. Doesn't that sound familiar? Doesn't that sound familiar? Now let's address the fan argument. When some fans say you're asking for too much, that's usually low expectation conditioning, fear of disappointment, lack of understanding of production scaling, or preference for arcade hybrid systems. But here's the problem. Here's the truth. Modern sports games have seen what's possible in other genres. Modern sports gamers have seen what's possible in other genres. If MLB The Show, Madden NFL 2005 can implement deep franchise logic, layered systems, then a boxing game absolutely can. If structured, if structured correctly, the issue is not possibility. The issue is budget allocation, leadership conviction, talent acquisition, long-term planning. Give me a second, I'll be right back. All right, I'm back, y'all. I'm back. Let me see who popped in here while I was gone. Nobody. That's good. 6 people view, but that I appreciate y'all. Whoever popped in and whoever pop in later, please hit the like button. Like and subscribe, please. Let me see. The real question was the ambition unrealistic or the infrastructure insufficient? That those are not the same thing. My thing is, if they were over ambitious, to me, there's no real, it's no unrealistic thing about it. Either you could do it or you can't do it. Because everything that fans ask for today, it can be done in a game. 100%. 100%. Write it down and tell me what can't be done in a game. And I will give you the code for it. I will give you the infrastructure. I will give you the systems for it. Tell me what can't be done in a video game. Tell me. Let's go. Tell me what can't be done. I'm prepped for this. Let's go. Here's the correct playbook. Lock the vision and writing. Ash. Build a 3 to 5 year mechanical roadmap. It's been 6 years. It has been 6 years. Build a 3 to 5 year mechanical roadmap. They have 6 years and they didn't really give us anything. They didn't really give us anything. This should have been a fleshed out game. It's very bare boned. It's very bare boned. If we going by modern day logic, I don't all that in this their first game, their indie coming. Stop. Because if you get Guy Fieri or any other chef and they open their first restaurant, they're going to be successful. If you know what you're doing, it ain't got nothing to do with the CEO. It's the developers and the people within that's putting the project together. What were you doing for those 5 years? Developers? Coders? Hire above your current ceiling. Ash should have been hiring above his current ceiling. They keep picking people that they feel is kind of cheaper to acquire. And then they picking people that they really do not need. They picking people that's a secretary to his secretary. That's how they spending his money up. A secretary to the secretary. That's the type of money they're spending. Communicate honesty with the community. They don't. Communicate honestly with the community. Ship foundation first. Death second. Why do I know these things? Why do I know these things? I was talking about foundational things early. I was one of them people that say, let them keep asking for real boxes. Make sure you get the main mechanics and everything in place first. Tendencies and all that first. Then you add the real boxes. But nah. They had to put the real boxers in there and just keep moving with a broken game. Never market what you haven't internally proven. Never market what you haven't internally proven. And they constantly doing it over and over again. Now it's happening 2 or 3 times a week. Tutorials. Them are marketing tools, technically. Talking to boxers. Why weren't you talking to the boxers when y'all was doing their characters? Why weren't you asking them, how realistic does this look according to your style? It should have been a AI engineer, somebody there to make sure the styles reflected the boxers. Ambition in sports simulation is not the problem. Unstructured ambition is. And shrinking vision to comfort internal fear. Shrinking vision to comfort internal fear rarely builds a legacy franchise. It's the internal, it's the developers. It's 100% the developers. And they make it ass think it's him. People making it ass think it's him. There's a difference between minimizing ambition and protecting execution. Roles matter. In a studio hierarchy, CEO founder sets long-term vision, identity, market, positioning. Creative director, design director, translate vision into systems. Technical director leads, determine feasible and architecture. Producers protect scope, time, and budget. If developers are minimizing the CEO wants, one of 2 things is happening. They are protecting the production reality. They lack the ability or confidence to build it. And I go with 2. I go with answer 2. Those are very different situations. Developers should challenge, not shrink. Developers should challenge, not shrink. A healthy response from devs leadership sounds like, this is possible, but this will require X timeline, Y budget, Z hires. An unhealthy response sounds like, that's too ambitious. Let's cut it. That's exactly what happened. An unhealthy response sounds like, that's too ambitious, which is truth. Let's cut it. They cut it. The first preserves vision. The second quietly replaces it. Vision is not something devs get to override casually, but execution constraints are real. When minimizing is a red flag, if developers default to safer, smaller systems, reframes simulation ideas into hybrid compromises, push back without offering alternative solutions, resist hiring outside expertise, that's not production discipline, that's comfort protection. That's not production discipline, that's comfort protection. I peeked all this. I saw it. And comfort kills genre-defining sports games. Look at titles that didn't play it safe. Fight Night Champion, the story mode, UFC 3, many things within that game. Those games were built by them games weren't built by minimizing the creative vision. They were built by engineering towards it. But there is one important exception. If the CEO is changing direction weekly, demanding features without understanding costs, marketing features that aren't prototyped, ignoring technical architecture warnings, the developers are obligated to push back. That's not minimizing. That's risk management. A CEO passion project still needs system design discipline. The real power balance. Developers should protect feasibility, protect schedule integrity, provide technical clarity, but they should not redefine the product identity. That's what they did. That's 100% what they did. Axe did not ask for the game that we got now. The developers redefined the product identity. Technically, one person did, and everybody followed suit. Replacing a sim vision with arcade defaults. But they should not replace a sim vision with arcade defaults. But they should not quietly dilute dev systems. If that happens, the studio loses alignment. And misalignment is what creates divided communities and confused direction later. What should have happened ideally? If developers say this is too ambitious, the correct CEO's response is, what part is unrealistic? What resources will make it realistic? What phases can we move this to? What do we need? No, who do we need to hire? That scale, you scale capability to match ambition. You don't shrink ambition to match capability unless survival requires it. Developers should challenge the CEO vision technically. They should not minimize it psychologically. Physiologically, excuse me. They shouldn't challenge it physiologically. There's a difference. Ambition built properly becomes identity. Ambition reduced prematurely becomes mediocrity. All right, give me a second. Let me see just saying in the chat. Nothing. All right. Give me a second. Give me. I'm trying to read this one right here. This should help with the show. Help me with talking points in the show. Then I think after this, I'm gonna bounce unless I get some people come in here that I can have conversations with. All right. This one should be interesting. All right. The missing playbook. What old sports and boxing games did that modern boxing games still don't. Let me ask you something. Why do older sports games feel like they had more soul, more modes, more atmosphere, more stuff, even with worse graphics and less horsepower? Because they did. Today, we're talking about features, modes, and presentation that past sports and boxing games made normal. But modern boxing games keep leaving out or underdeveloping. And I'm not talking about nice to haves. I'm talking about the stuff that makes a boxing game feels like a full boxing universe, not just a fight engine with menus. I'll take that. No, I'm just playing. All right. All right. I'll use older boxing games like Fight Night era as reference points because they set expectation with story modes, career depth, training structure, and even online social layers like gyms. Fight Night Champion literally shipped with major modes like Legacy Mode and a full story driven championship mode. It also pushed online gyms as a big pillar. And yes, modern boxing games have added things back. For example, Undisputed shipped a career mode that was basic, a created character mode that was basic during their early access. And right now, it's still basic. But the biggest conversation is this: even when features return, the whole package mindset still feels missing. Today, I'm going to break this down into presentation modes, career immersion, creation suite, training systems, community systems, and the little details that make a sports game feel alive. Boxing presentation we used to get. Old sports games understood a basic truth. Presentation is gameplay. It shapes emotion, tension, pacing, meaning. What older games calmly did better, stronger identity in TV style packaging. Older boxing games lean into fight night atmosphere, intro energy, arena flavor, and pacing, not just a generic ring with a generic overlay. Two, more event filling around a single bout. More event filling around a single bout. You felt like you were entering something. The game slowed down when it needed to. It let the moment breathe. What's often missing now? Real pre fight structure, not just a quick fade in. Where's the full rhythm? The ring walk vibe, the introductions, the corner camera language, the production cues. B, meaningful replay value. Sports games made replay part of the broadcast. Not only here's a replay, but here's a highlight package. Here's a momentum swing. Here's the story of the round. See, commentary that reacts like it's watching boxing. Commentary that reacts like it's watching boxing, not reading triggers. Old games were not perfect, but they tried harder to sell the fight as a narrative. Modern boxing games keep chasing clean UI and forget the sport is messy, dramatic, and theatrical. Modes we used to have as standards. Modes we used to have as standards. Older sports games stack modes because they understood different player types: casuals, grinders, role players, sim heads, creators, couch co-op people. Modes that used to be normal. Story mode that is actually a mode, not a tutorial with cutscenes. Story mode that is actually a mode, not a tutorial with cutscenes. Fight Night Champion had a full champion mode story alongside with Legacy. Career mode with a real loop, not just fights in a row, but camp decision, risk management, progression pacing. Every older career structure emphasize training sessions and building a boxer sometimes through dedicated training mini games, tournaments and bracket culture, single night tourneys, counter tourneys, regional brackets, fantasy tournaments. This is low cost content with high replay value. Rule set variations and special events. Every outside boxing combat sports title show the power of alternate rules and themed environments. UFC games historically lean on things like pride as a mode identity example. What mode boxing often ships without? Deep offline suite at launch. A lot of modern games launch with a fight engine first, then slowly backfill modes. Undisputed explicitly framed new modes and features arriving over early access. Event builder tools. Create cards, schedule tournaments, set venues, control judges, choose rules, share the event. Modes are not extra. Modes are how you keep players when the honeymoon ends. Modes are not extra. Modes are how you keep players when the honeymoon ends. The Creation Suite Arms Race. The Creation Suite Arms Race. If you want longevity, you need creators, and creators need tools. What older games delivered? Create a boxer that mattered, not just cosmetics, style, stance, tendencies, signature punches, and growth. Older boxing titles often highlighted create a boxer as a core feature. 2, training and development that felt like a boxer build. Training mini games were used to shape ratings and speculation and career structure. And not speculation, specialization and career structure. What's missing now? Even when character creation exists. What's missing now? Even when character creation exists. Yes, Undisputed added character creation and career. But the missing piece in modern boxing games is usually one of these. No deep style authoring, meaning you can't truly build a boxer who fights uniquely. No robust sharing layer, meaning creators can't distribute builds, leagues, or scenarios easily. No creator economy features like templates, archetype packs, gyms, camps, stable management. A creation suite is not a menu. It's a community engine. Online community layers we lost. One of the most underrated idea in boxing games were treating boxing like a social sport. One of the most underrated idea in boxing games was treating boxing like a social sport. Example, online gyms. Fight Night Champion pushed online gyms as a major feature, basically letting people form teams and compete as a group identity. What modern games often lack: team identity systems, gyms, stables, coaches, ranks, gym rivalries, gym trophies, leagues infrastructures. This is number 2. Leagues infrastructure, seasons formats, belt ladders, ranking boards, commission tools, anti-quit handling, integrity systems. 3, community spectator tools. CBU versus CBU events. Broadcast camera tools, replay editors, reshareability highlights, tournament streaming overlays. If you want streaming culture, you build for streamers. If you want competitive culture, you build for leagues. Training camps, amateur pathways, boxing life stuff. Let me see who came in here. Let me see who's here. The game, I'm precisely said, the game better resemble ESBC visually. Visually and what ESBC is supposed to be. Probably to add the punch and life, character, charisma. Yeah, charisma means a lot. That definitely should be a thing. Check out my wish list. I got things like that on it. Let me see. All right. Training camps, amateur pathways, and boxing life stuff. Boxing is not just fights. Boxing is camp. Boxing is amateurs. Boxing is building your team. Boxing is risks. Fight Night Champion even included points-based amateur fights as part of its mode structure. I don't like that structure that that Fight Night have for the amateurs, because you have amateurs that's good that they fought so long that they're basically pros. If you had over 100 fights, technically you're a pro. If you had 200 fights, you're a seasoned veteran, technically. And that goes over a lot of people's heads. A seasoned veteran? What is a seasoned veteran? Look it up. Missing elements that make the world feel real. Amateur tournaments with a different scoring vibe and pacing. Real camps with trade-offs. Overtraining risks. Injury risks. Sparring consequences. Team roles that matter. Coach, cut man, manager. Not just menu flavor. Fight week details. Weigh-in energy. Press events. Rivalry heat. Contract choices. And I know a lot of y'all said, man, Poe, that's too much. That's too much. It's not too much. It's not too much. We're not living 20 years ago. We're not living 15 years ago. Everything that I asked for, especially on my wish list, can be put in the game. 100%. It's not too much. It's that you didn't build your team to accommodate this. A team can't be built to accommodate these ideas. Some of the developers are lazy. If somebody's going to give you a nice salary pay for your doctor, your dental, and all that, and you ain't got to do it that much. They're not really pushing you to do that much, or you could hustle them and make them not let you do that much. You're going to do it. Not me, because I'm passionate about it. A passionate person will make the game that they feel fans want. But the thing is with Steel City, I don't see passion on the team. For one, the team hides too much. When people are passionate about stuff, they want you to see them. They want you to see how passionate they are. Look at Brizzo. Look at Mike Mahar. Look at these guys. They were passionate. I remember when they used to show the developers. This team is hiding because they do not care about the sport. No matter how many times they keep saying, well, there's boxing fans on the team. I don't care about all that casual or fighting game fans. They might be fighting game fans, not boxing fans. There's a difference. And this is one thing I have to tell to the people that keep saying fighting and boxing are the same thing. No, they're not, idiot. No, they're not. I can fight and I can box. But when I'm out in the street, you think I'm going to do what I did in the ring out in the street? Nah. More than likely not. I might throw a jab, right hand, and stuff like that. But more than likely, I'm going to slam the mess out of that joker, stomp him out or something like that. And I hate for y'all to hear me say stuff like that. I'm playing. YouTube, I'm playing. All right. These systems are different between I play some fights and I lived a career. These systems are different between I played some fights and I lived a career. Sports game staples, boxing still doesn't copy enough. Sports game staples, boxing still doesn't copy enough. Mainline sports franchises made certain features standard because they boost retention. Boxing games need to steal these ideas shamelessly. I say this all the time. Steal them ideas and make it into boxing. They can't say nothing because it's boxing. It's not what they're doing. You improved on it. Let me see what y'all saying in the chat. What's up, my brother Love C Shorty in the house? What's up, man? Been talking about you. I must have talked you up. Talking about you the other day. Well, yesterday, I think. Shout out to you, man. How's things going? Let me see. All right, Staples boxing games should treat as baseline. Sliders and tendency systems for sim control and identity. Deep stats pages with filters, streaks, punch stats, scouting reports. Replay and highlight editors with camera control. Scenario mode. Recreate classic moments or what-ifs matchups with conditions. Robust AI settings. Styles, gameplay, corner advice. Corner advice can be put in the game. I'm going to repeat that almost in every show. It can be original, and it's no repeats. Because the way AI is set up, and if y'all can't do it, I can show y'all how to do it. I can write the scripts for it. Because y'all want to be lazy. I can write the scripts for the corner being authentic, never saying the same thing over and over again. I can write that. I know the right questions to ask for them to make that happen. All right. Robust AI settings, styles, gameplay, style, and corner advice. All right. Let me keep building on the corner thing. Like with the AI, it could look and see everything that you're doing in the fight. And it depending on how you fix the coach or the trainer or your corner man, it'll tell you what you did. But if y'all got a chemistry, that's what it's a thing, a chemistry system. Now, with a chemistry system, your boxer might not be one of the that he listens. He might be stubborn, or he might feel one way, like he's like has that kill, like I'm going to do this and do that, no matter regardless of what you say. But if y'all got a chemistry where he trusts you and listen to you, then he's going to do what you say, even though you're controlling him and he's doing certain things. It's going to be more effective. Being that you're doing what your corner said, it's going to be more effective. All right. Early creation. Build cards. Older games had this. Build cards, broadcast packages, venues, judges, rules. Stop acting like boxing is too niche for sports game standards. Boxing is a premium sport. It deserves premium systems. That's why I be trying to say, boxing is not a niche. It makes too much money. There has been over the years, did my research. This is why I like doing research. So I could come back. I'm the type of person, if I was to go to court, I would do my research. There has been over 100 games. Some are tech sim. Some are arcade. Some are 2D. Some are, mobile. But there's been over 100 games with a billion ideas that you could have used off of those games. Modernize them. But y'all making a billion excuses. It's too niche. If it was niche, I'm talking to Steel City. If it was niche, you wouldn't have sold over 1 million copies. And from my understanding, y'all sold over 2 million copies. So all them excuses, they go out the window. Let me see what y'all saying in the chat. By the way, this last month of working on the new vulnerability system has shown me a technique to use for tendency sliders. That's coming soon. Man. I can't wait, man. I'm going to talk about it then. I'm going to talk about it. Give me something to talk about. That's great, man. Yo, I appreciate you, man, as a developer, man, because you could have gave up. Because with us, especially, we might have a vision and our mate or people around us might not share that same vision. But we got to keep moving no matter what obstacles are around us. I wish I had the patience you had. I'm a patient person, but when it comes to game development, it's just my mind just blanks out on it. I could write code. I could write scripts, but as far as like actually programming, nah. You're gifted at what you do, and I salute to you. Always. Let me see. Funny you say that. I've been brainstorming how to use the coach to gather info and give advice. It can be done. It's next level AI. Exactly. 100%. See, we on the same wavelength. It's passion. You have passion for what you do. I have passion for what I do. And you one of those people like, yo, you gotta respect you. And 100%, the whole community respects your passion. It's just that I hate that everybody they don't support you like they should. Because if they support you like they should, you would have had a team. You would have had a product. You would have been what Steel City should have been, what Undisputed should have been. But you're getting there. You're getting there. Yeah. Yup. Be wanting to be like, Dad, man. I be laying there, be like, man, should I get up and do another show? Should I keep talking about this? And then people be like, yo, Poe, you got to keep it going, man. You got passion for it. Don't just lay on your passion. You know, hopefully my ideas, even my wish list, it inspired people. My thing is I'm trying to inspire all these developers, even before you. All these developers, they talking about making a video game. We're going to make a video game. We're going to make a video game. And people like you did it. They're saying it, and they had more resources than you. They have more resources. You didn't let Steel City, their mistakes, stop you from doing what you wanted to do. These other developers, they stayed in my inboxes. Yo, yeah, we're gonna make a video game. And they like big companies. Yeah, we're making a video game. We're making a video game. And I'm gonna get back in contact with you. You know, we want to see what Steel City does. And what messed up is once Steel City, they like hit that level, like it leveled off too fast. Because them companies, they got excited with ESBC. You didn't let that bother you. And that's why I got respect for you. They got excited with ESBC. And then when ESBC was not what fans got, and they see the money dropped, the sales dropped, that scared companies. That even scared EA, because EA was thinking about, hey, we're about to make another fight night. Because they were excited. They're like, yo, EA about to make another fight night. And then everything changed. Once they saw the level off, because I did a blog about it. When a company, they peak, like the publishers, investors, they see how far, because they give it like a I think it's like 10 days or about a month to see can the game stay steady. And their stupidity is when the game came out and it sold that 1 million copies, that was the casual and the hardcore fans. But once the hardcore fans saw the game that they were getting, they left. Many of them left. And that's when the numbers start dropping drastically. And you know what Steel City did, trying to be slick? Oh, let's give them what all of them, I forget what you call it, when all the games could play amongst each other. That makes the numbers look good to the developers and marketing. That's why they did that. So the PlayStation could play against the PC guys, and the Xbox guys could play against the PlayStation guys. That makes the numbers look good. And Steel Cities, they're scared to tell people that they're working on Undisputed 2, which is stupid. Which is stupid. Let me see. You need to get a PC so I can bring you in on the test group. I could use your insight once I get into the tendencies. Yeah, I got to invest in that. I got to invest in the computer for real. I be saying it too. Cause me, I got so much data on my this little laptop I got, and it's like killing. Like sometimes the show be freezing up, and I'm like, how can I have this many shows and it keep freezing up? And every time somebody watch a show, they said, "Man, I thought the show messed up," so I stopped watching it. I got a developer that said he said, "Yo," he said, "Yeah, I watch your show." He said, "But you know, it looked like it was having technical difficulties." It was a Steel City guy, so I'm pretty sure he didn't want to watch the show anyway because I'd be ripping him a new one. Man, I'm trying to. Hey, the chat should chip in and get me one. Yo, oh, I ain't show you. That's what you got to get too. I got shirts. I got me a couple of shirts. Well, I got shirts and I got the my logo. Yeah, I got logos. I know you can't really see it, but I got a shirt with my logo on it. So yeah, I'm trying to push it. Yo, you got to get logos and stuff. People will buy it because a lot of people talk about you too much. You in every conversation, especially when I'm on the Discords. You in every conversation, and that's a great thing to do. Being. And my thing is, when I speak to developers and stuff, and I make sure your name is put out there. When I talk about games and stuff, I make sure your name is in the conversations. If you know, I stay on the LinkedIn boards. I stay on them LinkedIn boards. My thing is, I'm like lurking to see who can I get out there, what can I find out, or can let me see, can I find some information out? Yeah, but I'm trying to get Turkey. I'll be tagging Turkey a lot. Turkey and the other Saudis that bought EA. So if they get me on board, I'm like, nah, y'all gotta put my guy Love C Shorty up like as the top developer. You gotta let him like have assets, even though he can make his own. Like what's called? They had a guy that was working at Steel City. He was working for them and working on his own game. So you could do it like that too. What's up, Lamont Davis? I saw you earlier. I saw you on Lux his broadcast. Appreciate you popping through. Yeah, man. It's getting crazy over here where I'm at. The snow trying to. No, it ain't. Man, I thought the snow would be popping about now. Yeah, appreciate you coming through, Lamont Davis. Yeah, man. I'm trying to make sure that whoever make a video game, man. I don't know if I love C Short. I don't know if you looked at my recent wish list, the blueprint. That junk is like, I think it's up to 4,000. Is it that? I think I'm over exaggerating, but it's massive right now. No, it ain't even 4,000. But if I'd have kept adding on to it, it probably would have. But it's up to like 1,500, 1,539. That's like mad ideas. I got scripts. I got, I got all that. And some people like, yo, you shouldn't be putting your stuff out there. My thing, nah, I want this. I want companies to snatch it up. And that's not the only thing. And y'all would think that my whole focus be like, yo, I'm just boxing. No, I be making ideas when I'm on LinkedIn and stuff. I got like over 1,000 views on one of my posts. And it's for what's that game? Because I do post-apocalyptic ideas too. Post-apocalyptic game ideas. I got ideas for The Last of Us, The Days Gone. I got ideas for all of them. And these guys, they follow me. So that right there, like my thing is, I can't just put everything into one basket because I'm an idea man. I've always been an idea man. Yep, I'm an idea man. I passed it down to my son too. My thing is, even though I passed it down to my son, I gave him the ideas. He supposed to utilize them, not just make more ideas. All right, let me finish reading this. All right. The missing checklist. Here's the fast checklist of what older games normalize that modern boxing games are still missing or not doing enough. Full broadcast package, pacing, and identity. Replay editor and highlight reels. All of this stuff can be added in the game. If a company tell you that this can't be done, they're being lazy and they don't want to hire the right people. My thing is, if Steel City has 3 buildings, if they had 3 buildings, that should have been an investment in developers. All right. Replay editor and highlight reels. Tournament mode death. Deeper offline suite. Career immersion beyond fight scheduling. Amateur pathway structure. Training mini games or meaningful camp mechanics. Online gym or stable ecosystems. My thing is, you know what's crazy? I hope no company steal your idea, Love C Shorty, because that mint work, I was thinking about building on that idea. I was gonna build on that idea. I was like, man, that idea. I said, yo, I should do a script for that. Especially with what I know about mitt catching and stuff, and you can have different mitts, different sizes or different ways of catching punches. Because mitt work is not only just the pads. You can even do it with the sticks. You know, all that. And I was like, man. But I said, nah, I'm gonna leave that. I'm not gonna be like that. I gotta let you breathe too, man. Gotta let you, I don't want to take something that's gonna like take away from what you're trying to build. All right. Deeper offline suite, career immersion beyond fight scheduling, amateur pathway structure, training mini games or meaningful camp mechanics, online gym or stable ecosystems. See, that's what games don't have. Stables. Gyms and stables. Promoter mode. League tools, ranking, belts, commission control, creation suite depth, plus sharing infrastructure. All right, this is my Q&A part. Let me see what y'all saying in the stream first. All right, let me do. You don't have to. The focus mid game will be expanded. All right, I'm not going to touch that the mid part. I'm gonna just let you do it, because I don't want them to be like, yo, you stole from Love C Shorty. You trying to take something from him. I'm not gonna mess with that right now. I'm not gonna mess with. I'm gonna let you get that. Unless you be like, Poe, all right, go ahead, just make it. You just do your version of it. But no, I'm not gonna do nothing. All right. Q&A. First question. What's one feature you miss that has nothing to do with graphics or gameplay feel? My answer, replay editor, highlight package, event presentation, stat overlays. That's sports DNA. And tendencies. Tendencies is major in sports games. Every sports game today has tendencies in it. Every sports game. And I'm pretty sure from me going on every sports gaming what's that forum, and that's all I say. Tendencies. Always saying it. The 2K back in the days. I was there when 2K made the forums, and that was crazy. I feel like a doggone, feel like Father Time. But I remember tendencies. You got to put tendencies in the game. And to me, when it comes to tendencies, 2K is the top of their elite with it. But you got a lot of 2K doing it with their WWE has tendencies. That's crazy. WWE has tendencies. MLB has tendencies. Madden has tendencies. Fight Night Champion has some tendencies. They could not add them all. And I told y'all the story about that because I gave them a full list of tendencies. All right. Question 2. Why do modes matter if the core boxing feels good? Question 2. Why do modes matter if the core boxing feels good? Because feels get you in the door. Modes keep you there. Because feels get you in the door. Modes keep you there. That sounds weird, me repeating it. Sound weird. But y'all know what I mean. All right. What's the one mode that will instantly boost replay value? Tournaments with shareable brackets and rule presets. Question 4. What should be the priority, career mode or creation mode? Creation suite plus sharing. Because if multiple content, because it multiplies content through the community. That's why I be saying creation suite has a huge community. And a creation suite helps a career mode keep going on and on. All right, let me see. NBA 2K5, the complete sports package mentality. NBA 2K is a masterful class in presentation and immersion. What did it normalize? ESBC broadcast identity, real broadcast style overlays, halftime shows, commentary pacing, studio vibes. It didn't just simulate basketball mechanics, it simulated basketball culture. Modern boxing games should be asking, where is our HBO style? Where is our Showtime style? Where is our DAZN production flavor? Where is the fight week build-up package? Franchise death. Let me see what y'all saying in the chat. Shout out to Darth Vicious. What's up, Mike Adams? Will we ever get a good boxing game again? That is funny. Career mode with reverse progression. Your fighter starts as a young and strong boxing talent, but reduce stats as he ages and accumulates damage. Players' objective is to minimize career damage in effective managerial and matchmaking. This way, career usually caps upon reaching 40 plus fights, unlike fight night where we can reach 300 points since our fighter is 99 stats overall, total unrealistic. Kind of, because my thing is the career mode should emulate what you want. Like, let's say you pick the era when people had 300 and 400 fights. We got to think about stuff like that. Envious, as in envious. All right, envious. All right. Yeah, like when people had like over 400 fights or 150 fights, or if you had amateur, if we got the damage system and it like carries over from your amateur career to your pro fight, you're not going to have a lot of fights. And you should be able, because there's boxers that I know that had 30 fights. Actually, I had a guy that he was how many fights? I think he was 25-1. When he got that one loss, he stopped boxing. But I seen fighters that went up there, they had a lot of fights, and they didn't like really have no like really like damage. It depends on your style too. Because we got to look at Floyd. Floyd has over 40 fights or 40 fights, and there's no damage to him. He's doing everything all right, and I know y'all gonna say, yeah, but he wasn't really fighting. He was running and stuff. He wasn't running because there's nowhere in the world when you look at his stat sheet and his output, he has more hits on the people than they are. If Floyd would have stood in front of a lot of them people, not having punch power, Floyd would have been knocked out and punch drunk, and he would have been like his uncles. But you know, that's what. And another thing, options. We should have options. You know, when it comes to career mode, you should be able to play career mode how you want to. If you want to play it realistically, if you want to critique it, you should be able to critique it. That's how you draw in more fans. Let me read what I was starting. Okay. Franchise death. 2K didn't treat franchise mode like an afterthought. Contracts, trades, seasons tracking, statistical death, league immersion. Boxing games should treat career mode the same way. Promoter negotiations, ranking politics, sanction and body drama, gym and stables economies. Ecosystems, excuse me. Gym and stable ecosystems. Instead, career often feels like fight after fight with cosmetic menu layers. And I know a lot of y'all said, Poe, you're asking for too much. You're asking for too much. It's not 15 or 20 years ago. We're not asking for enough. These companies going to give you the bare minimum because y'all keep saying we're asking for too much. There are teams that have done great things with the least amount of people. We keep giving companies too many. And you know what's crazy? A developer said it. He said the fans give us too many excuses. Why should we give them more than they ask for? WWE games and the art of over-the-top presentation. WWE games understand something boxing developers sometimes forget. Presentation is part of gameplay. Entrance matter. Custom music, camera angles, crowd reactions, lighting cues. Boxers should treat ring walks the same way. Not a trade fade in, a moment. Create sweet death. Create sweet death. I'm talking about WUITE, not WEET. And when I say death, I'm talking about DEPTH. WWE style historically allows deep face sculpting, body morphing, custom moveset, custom entrances, custom arenas, custom shows. Boxing creation suites should allow stance animation blending, signature punch authoring, ring walk choreography, custom gyms, custom broadcast packages. They can be added. That's what AI is for. And I know that a lot of y'all fear that. Custom custom broadcast packages. WWE normalized creator first ecosystem long before many sports titles caught up. Universe mode concept. Universe mode lets players control the entire wrestling ecosystem, storylines, rivalries, shows, championships. Boxers desperately needs promotion universe. Boxing desperately needs promoter universe mode. Multi-promoter ecosystem. Belt politics. Rivalry heat systems. Dynamic media narratives. Title bout, championship boxing, and pure simulation death. Let me see Justin in the chat. All right. Now let's talk about something different. Title bout, championship boxing. This is not flashy. This is not cinematic. This is management sim. But here's the key. It respects but it respects boxing as a data-rich sport. What it does that modern boxing games don't. Deep statistical modeling. There are a lot of fans that are deep statistical modeling fans. Historical database support. Error simulation. Style matchup logic. Tactical variability. It trusts boxing like chess with consequences. It treats boxing like chess with consequences. Modern 3D boxing games could integrate a tactical layer, corners, strategy systems, punch outcome modeling tied to stamina decay, realistic aging curves, stylistic matchup modifiers. Title bouts prove something. You don't need graphics to simulate depth. You need systems. What older sports games treated as standard across NBA 2K5, WWE titles, title bouts, and other older sports games? They gave us replay editors, highlight reels, deep stat breakdown, historical tracking, scenario recreation, robust sliders, offline depth, community identity layers, custom leagues tools, presentation personality. Modern boxing games often launch with a fight engine, rank online, basic career, limited replay tools. That's not a universe, that's a foundation. The real problem, it's not nostalgia, it's scope philosophy. Older sports games were built with we need a simulation, we need to simulate the sport. Modern boxing games are often built with we need to ship a working product first. That's 100% what Steel City did. We need to ship a working product first. Those are two very different mindsets. What modern boxing games must steal from these titles? From NBA 2K5, broadcast authenticity, franchise level ecosystem depth, season long immersion. From WWE, deep creation suite, customization first culture, universe ecosystem control. From Title Belt, tactical realism, statistical respect, era simulation, long-term simulation depth, quick hit additions for this episode. All right. Boxing games don't need to reinvent the wheel. The blueprint already exists. NBA 2K5 showed how to build immersion. WWE showed how to empower creators. I messed up. It should be NFL 2K5. WWE showed how to empower creators. Title Bout showed how to represent simulations. The only thing missing is the willingness to combine all three. All right. This is a deep dive. Let me see what y'all saying in the chat. Nothing. All right. We already discussed NBA 2K5, which I should have been NFL 2K5. WWE 2K, title ball champ. Now we're spanning the missing layers even further. The era mode concept, white boxing needed. Older sports games and management sims understood something critical. Sports evolved by era. Title Belt lets you simulate different decades. NBA 2K has historically leaned into classic teams. WWE games recreate Attitude Era shows, WCW, ECW vibes. Boxing should have 1920 rules pacing, 1980s HBO broadcast filters, 1990s undercard heavyweight events, modern sanctioning politics, old school 15-round modes, vintage gloves, physics, and stamina modeling. Boxing isn't just a sport, it's a timeline. Modern boxing games treat history like a roster list instead of a gameplay modifier. That's a massive missed opportunity. Stat death. What 2K and Title Belt normalize. Older sports titles never feared data. NBA 2K gives advanced stat pages, shot charts, player tendencies, season splits, historical comparisons, Title bout gives punch-by-punch outcome modeling, career arc, projections, detailed performance variances. Modern boxing games often stop at total punch thrown, punch accuracies, basic damage percentage. That's not death, that's surface metrics. Boxing should track ring generalship efficiency, jab control rates, defensive slip percentage, counter timing success, clinch usage frequency, counter recovery efficiency, round 1 through 4 versus round 9 through 12 performance decay, psychological momentum swings. Hardcore fans crave this. Static junkies live for this. The living league concept. WWE Universe Mode proves something important. Player loves controlling ecosystems. NBA 2K franchise mode proves season logic matters. Boxing games should have AI promoters negotiating fights, AI stable wars, belt stripping scenarios, mandatory challenger logic, random upsets that reshape divisions, retired announcements affecting rankings, meta narratives affecting popularity. Right now, most boxing games simulate individual fights. They don't simulate the business ecosystem. Boxing is politics. Boxing is ego. Boxing is networks. Boxing is sanctioning bodies. Boxing is chaos. Chaos should exist in game. Replay and highlight culture. Older sports games respect replay culture. NBA 2K save highlight reel. NBA 2K create custom camera angles. NBA 2K broadcast replay packages. WWE cinematic angles. WWE highlight reels. WWE move replays with presentation logic. Modern boxing games often treat replay like here's a slow motion knockdown. That's not enough. Boxing needs multi-angle cinematic KO capture, signature punch replay tagging, custom broadcast packages, social exported replay clips, AI generated fight recap summaries. If you want content creators, build for content. If you want content creators, build for content creators. Presentation depth that the WWE mastered. Let me see what just saying in the chat. Expand on what you mean by using the time period as a gameplay mod. Expand on what you mean by using the time period as a gameplay mod. I don't understand. Did I read that? I don't understand what you mean by that. Gameplay moderator. Oh, expand on what me as being a gameplay moderator. That's what you mean. My time being a moderator. I should have been sticking to the chat more. I probably was saying something and it went way over my head. Let me see. I'll expand on that because I'm trying to. I want you to. I don't understand what you're saying. my position as a moderator, or was it something I read? Because I'm reading so much of this stuff, I'm not really paying attention too much to it. Presentation death that WWE mastered. WWE games understand emotional pacing. They show momentum. I mean, they slow down moments. They slow moments down. They let tension build. Modern boxing games rush, ring walks, and introductions, ref instructions, corner talk, scorecards, drama. Presentation is not fluff. It extends. I mean, it's tension. It's tension architecture. Daggone. All right. Boxing thrives on tension. Because when you got them ring walks, the introductions, referee instructions, corner talks, all of that means something in a boxing match. I experienced all these things: the ring walk, the introductions, the referee instructions. And you know what? this is something I can admit right now. A lot of times, a lot of that stuff is want. I didn't hear none of that. Referee instructions, I wasn't focused on what the referee was saying. The introductions, I hear my name, but all the other stuff I didn't really pay attention to. In the corner, sometimes I block the corner out, and that's crazy. Which don't ever do this. If you're a boxer, don't ever do it. Because I'd be so into the fight. Joe could be talking to this a couple of times. My brother or my uncle smacked me. And the other people I seen that who was that? Who was it? I forgot who the boxer was. The corner, I seen it a couple of times, but it's one boxer that recently said it. He quit with the trainer because the trainer smacked him. But if the trainer smacked you, you know you respect him enough to accept that smack. Because he bringing you back to reality because you're not paying attention. Now, if that joker smacked you 2 or 3 times, now there's a problem. That one smack, he going to get that. But if he keeps smacking you, that's when it become a problem. But he felt some type of way. And my thing, a lot of times, like my brother, like, yeah, like, are you listening? Because he see me. I'm focusing more on what my opponent is doing over there in the corner and what's going on than what he's saying to me. And he'll pop me or he'll snatch me up. I mean, like push me or something or pour water on my head. You hear me squirt the water in my face. You hear what I'm saying? And I say, yeah, I acknowledge it. Let me see. You said use the time period of the fighter as a gameplay modifier. Use the time period of the, yeah. Like when you, like the boxer, like from a different era or whatever, and you build on that boxer as a modifier. Like even with the gloves and everything. See, I haven't played your game. I watch people play your game. And and I like what I see, and a lot of people like, but that's what be bothering me. A lot of people, they talk about your game, but you're not getting the support you should have, and that's crazy. Let me see. I want to know what you mean. That's interesting. You mean like older fighters are tougher and less skilled, while newer is opposite? Yeah. Yeah, and no in the same sense, because my thing is we have more technology now, more boxing science than we had back in the day. So boxers are lazier today than they were back then. They're able to get more money now than they do back then. So it's like how do I you it's like kind of you'll rack your brain. Like you'll rack your brain kind of. And good thing you got AI that can help you with that. Good thing you got chat that can help you with that. But like chat, see, you gotta know the questions to ask AI. Say, AI, according to how this is how you ask the AI, according to how boxers are today and the way they were in years ago, even you could put the era. How would I set the stats for such and such boxer? And it'll give you a pretty good ratio. It'll give you a pretty good ratio of where it should fall at. It'll give you a pretty good ratio of where it should fall at. Yeah, but like boxers today. Let me see. I think Poe is referring to the era. Old school era had fighters with careers reaching 150 plus. Yeah. Because I was answering your question, Vicious. Envious. My fault. Yeah, I was asking your question, Envious. I think. Let me see, 150 plus in contrast to. Yeah, because boxers today, and you got a guy I think in the 90s. His name was Buck. I forget his name. Something Buck. He had over 150 fights in the modern era. Oh, okay. You gotta ask the right questions. Use it to your benefit. Use it to your benefit. A lot of people don't know. Yeah, a lot of people don't know. Let me see. Yeah, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot that could be it's a lot that's why I stay on Still City because I know what they're doing. They're hustling Ash, and I hate that you should have been on that team, and I think you would have pushed them a little further than what they are. I think you would have stayed. You probably would have left though. You probably have left if they were being lazy and you wanted a great game and they weren't boxing fans like they say they are. Because to me, if they're boxing fans like they advertise, because you remember that saying, a boxing game made by boxing fans for boxing fans. It sounded good on the surface, and it made them get the million sales. But that game was not made by boxing fans. 100% it was not made by boxing fans. It was made by a lot of people just getting money for free. 6 years. Imagine what you could have did with 6 years. And you had that team. Love C Short. Imagine if you had their team and you had the money and everything, the funding and everything. Imagine what you could have had. I'm pretty sure you would have had a better thing. You had a better setup, everything. Because you show passion. You really show passion for the sport. People can say what they want to say, but you show passion for the sport. Ash doesn't show passion. Ash sound like he's settling. He had passion in the beginning because the conversation. You could tell because people be saying, I'm taking up for Ash. I'm not taking up for Ash because Ash cared less about me. Why should I take up for somebody? But I'm gonna still be honest about our interaction. Ash was saying things to me, and Ash said in videos that he wanted the game to be as realistic as possible. But I'm guessing that the publishers and other people was telling them different. And my thing is, if I own something, you have to do what I want you to do. And don't tell me what, because if you want to invest in my game, you gotta like go with my vision. You must see something in my game if you're going to invest in it. And I think with Ash, his biggest mistake is not having Turkey on board as the investor. Turkey seemed like he wanted to be an investor, not be part of the marketing team. To me, that's disrespectful. Because the video that I showed when he was getting interviewed, I keep forgetting the guy's name. He was getting interviewed by him. Turkey sounded like he wanted to be a part of that game. He wanted to make sure that this game was great. Yeah, so let me see. I'm going to read a couple of more of my questions, and then I'm going to end the show because that means I did 2 hours. All right. NBA 2K never feared sliders. They expose systems. They expose systems. See, Love, see, Shorty know what I'm talking about when I say the word systems. And this scares Steel City because I know what systems are. How did this guy know their systems? I'm old. I've been gaming forever. I remember when we were making our own pinball machines with wooden ball. I don't want y'all to think I'm super old. All right, but NBA 2K never feared sliders. They exposed systems. Title Ball exposed raw simulation parameters. Modern boxing games often hide systems. Modern boxing games often hide systems. Hardcore fans want 200 to 300 tendency sliders. I know y'all saying, Poe, that's too much. Hear me out. Hardcore fans, keyword, hardcore. Hardcore fans want 200 to 300 tendency sliders, but they don't have to be seen. You don't have to see these things. And AI can help you implement these things. All right. AI aggression tuning. Hardcore fans want AI aggression tuning. Hardcore fans want damage scaling. Hardcore fans want recovery curve modeling. Hardcore fans want ref strictness sliders. Hardcore fans want judge bias sliders. Hardcore fans want stamina decay multipliers. See, envious? Stamina decay multipliers. Casual can't ignore them. Casuals can't ignore them. Sim heads will live with them. Height and depth doesn't protect accessibility. It limits longevity. Amateur and development pipeline. Older sports titles simulate progression properly. Boxing needs amateur tournaments, Olympic pathways, shorter round formats, different judging emphasis, development leagues, early career funding struggle, gym loyalty bonuses. You should start as a world title contender. You shouldn't start as a world title contender. You should build. That build process creates attachment. For real. And my thing with these career modes, you should be able to have different career arcs. You should be able to have stables. You should be able to have different careers within a career. You should be able to control different people in your career. You should be able to watch other fights. There's another fight happening. I got a script for that. There should be a fight happening somewhere else. And you should be able to see that in a tiny picture-in-picture if you want. Wrist system, the missing layer. Title bout models career arcs. NBA franchise modes model injuries and regression. Boxing need long-term injury risks, overtraining, fatigue accumulation, chin degradation over career. That's what I was. This topic I like talking about. Chin degradation over time, degrading over time. Excuse me. When y'all talk about what's his name, the Chinny Joker, Amir Khan. Amir Khan didn't always have a weak chin. He wouldn't have went that far in his life if his chin was the way it was going through the Olympics and everything. Once he got cracked in his first pro fight, that's when his chin couldn't stand punches no more. Long as you didn't crack that chin, Amir Khan was doing great. All right. Weight cut failure attempts. Corner mismanagement critiques. Camp selection trade-offs. Career stakes create emotional investment. Right now, many boxing careers feel consequence light. Community infrastructure. Older sports game built communities internally. WWE custom show sharing. Community creations. NBA 2K. Shared roster. Draft classes. Boxing need shared boxing pools. Been pushing this. Shared tournament brackets. Gym versus gym leagues. Stable championships. Broadcast template for streamers. Computer versus computer event simulation sharing. This is what I want to say. When it comes to a game, you can tell how realistic a game is when you go computer versus computer, AI versus AI. That's how good you could tell the game is. That's how you could that's how companies, like if they would let me test the game, if I was testing the game, I'd do the AI versus AI first to see how the boxers box. You could tell mistakes that way too. AI versus AI, you can see mistakes. And that's how you could tell how it's going to be when you actually playing it too. Like if you're playing against the computer, or it's just, you can see mistakes. That's how you build longevity without constant DLC. The philosophy shift. Let me see what y'all saying in the chat. Nothing. All right. The philosophy shift. Here's the real difference. Older sports games aim to simulate the culture of the sport. Modern boxing games often simulate the mechanics of punches. Not really, because especially when you got a huge team, there should be different arcs on the punches. Not every boxer throw a hook the same way. The hand movement is not the same. You don't throw the hook. Let me see if y'all can see it. You don't throw the hook like this all the time. Certain boxers throw their hook like this. Some boxers actually turn their hook over. They turn their hook over. So there should be different hooks in the game. Even when you throw your right hand, some boxers throw their right hand out like this. Some people turn their right hand over. You know, there's different ways. All right, let me see. Modern boxing games often simulate the mechanics of punches. Mechanics are essential, but they're only one pillar. A complete boxing game requires mechanical realism, ecosystem simulation, presentation authenticity, creation empowerment, statistical depth, community infrastructure. Remove any two and the game feels hollow. Let me see. I'm gonna do a couple. Yeah, I'm gonna do a couple Q&A. Why does NBA 2K5, and I don't know why I keep doing NBA 2K5, it should be NFL, still get praised decades later? Because it simulates basketball television. Because it simulates NFL television, not just NFL animations. Why do WWE games keep strong communities? Because they empower creators. Why does Title Bout earn respect despite limited visuals? Why does Title Bout earn respect despite limited visuals? Because it respects boxing complexity. What's modern boxing biggest gap? Ecosystem depth and simulation courage. Let me see. If boxing games want to stand behind NFL 2K, NBA 2K, Madden, MLB The Show, or WWE and cultural relevance, they cannot settle for good fight mechanics. They must deliver a living world, a deep career arc, a robust creation suite, a true simulation layer, a community engine, a presentation identity. Older sports games already prove this blueprint works. The only question left is whether modern boxing developers are willing to adopt that ambition. Shout out to everybody that's here today. I appreciate y'all. We got some new people here, and we got some older people here. Not calling you old, Love C Shorty, because I'm the old head. I'm messing with you. Shout out to everybody that came through. I'm in the show. I was gonna do it longer, but I'm in the show so I could break my fast. But shout out to y'all. I hope everybody have a good Sunday. Shout out to Don D205. He's on Twitch. He's on Instagram, Don D205 TV, and he's on Twitter, Don D205. Shout out to Love Z Shorty. Please support him and his game, Bloody Knuckles, Street Boxer. Please support Love Z Shorty. He shows passion. He shows a lot of passion. He's a single developer. And any of the developers that's watching this show, please hook up with Love C Shorty. Please. Talk to him at least. Just talk to him. Y'all can pick each other's brain. Shout out to Envious. Shout out for coming through. I appreciate you. Salute. Shout out to Precisely. He popped in and popped out. Shout out to Lamont Davis. Shout out to Blaster X, because I know he's gonna pop up later and he's gonna do the thing that he be doing. Shout out to the Wishlist Mafia. Shout out to Papanosis. Shout out to JMMA. Shout out to everybody. And shout out to Beast. Shout out to Claimer Uncut. Truth Bound. Support Claimer Uncut. I'm just saying if Claimer Uncut and Love C Shorty hook up on a project, it would be an ultimate project. I'm just putting that out there.
But, salute to all of y'all and peace until the next show. Peace.